First things first, never be there for them when they're not there for you. It's just that simple. Too many people develop the habit of being consistent for inconsistent people, of showing love for those who don't show love, of being warm for those who are cold-hearted and hot and cold. The problem that people have is that too many people are way too freaking optimistic. They think they live in a Disney movie. They think that if they show signs that they don't like them, with signs that they like them, in other words, they say they love you, but they're always inconsistent, or they can't follow through on their plans. You rather focus on the words and not the action, which is reality itself. And what I'm trying to tell you, you should never be consistent for people who are inconsistent in your life. Never give when you never received from that person. And never keep giving when they don't reciprocate what you give to them. And these are the rules of life that a lot of people who are optimistic, who are naive, who show a lot of love, have a lot of empathy, they tend to fall for this trap of trading consistency for inconsistency. So that means that when they need you most, they're there for you, but then when you need them, they're not there for you. Then that happens a lot. Right? Where you're at the beck and call of people, and everyone around you, you're there for them. But then when you need them, they're not there for you. You want to know why? It's because they just didn't respect you from the start, and you weren't paying attention. You were so selfish. And I mean selfish, I mean you were so needy. You were just thinking of yourself, of your pain, that you failed to notice how this person doesn't really want you, doesn't really respect you, but they'll take what you offer them. They'll take the value that you have, but they won't give anything in return. And obviously love is not something that it is reciprocal, actually. First things first, isolation. Nothing spells toxic than when someone wants to isolate you from your friends and family. When someone wants all of your time and devotion, all of your energy for them, to the point where they completely isolate you from those around you. What tends to happen when you get isolated in different forms: psychological isolation, where they tell you everyone is a threat; physical isolation, where they literally remove you from where you are, right? Emotional support isolation, where they talk bad about people, is kind of the first one. Those things tends to distort reality. It puts you in a state of dependence, where the other person who's isolating you has everything that you need. You become completely dependent on them, emotionally, physically, or even isolation could be financial isolation, where they tell you to completely depend on them and quit your job. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with, I wish I had a sugar mama, right? Nothing wrong with some isolation, but complete isolation is problematic, because you lose touch with reality. You start losing support of friends and the ear of your friend. You gotta understand, when you're in love, you are not rational. You are like a crackhead. And the voice of reason is your friends and family. They're not privy to that person's charm. They're not privy to that person's manipulation. They don't have the same emotional bending, the same emotional connection that you have with them, which will distort reality. So your friends and family are so crucial to keeping one foot in reality. So what they'll want to do is remove that voice of reason, that voice of rationality in your life through isolation, where they'll demonize them or completely remove you from them. Now look, I'll say this: if somebody moves you to Italy and you're in New York City, that's not isolation, okay? Oh my fucking God, he isolated me. I'm in Italy eating pasta. Shut the fuck up, okay? I'm like, what the fuck are you complaining about? But the problem would be when they get possessive. And me personally speaking, I don't know how the fuck I never dated a woman who was that toxic. I don't know how. But it seems like a lot of people that I know have dated women who scream at them in public, who say you ain't shit in public. And it's kind of like, that is a form of isolation. Because most likely that same girl tries to be his comfort, tries to be the only source of comfort, so that then she could be the only bitch in his life, and he has nowhere else to go because he has completely isolated himself and closed off all his options. Next one, go in debt for someone. You do not go in debt for someone. You do not try to pay their debts unless you guys are married and you guys been together for a long time. But never go in debt for someone. Never sign your name on something someone's asking you for a favor just because you love them. Never co-lease anything. Anything financial, I recommend you keep your finances to yourself. Even if married, look, I have there's a lot of married coaches that talk, and they say that, you know, if you marry someone, their debt is your debt. Fuck that shit. What the hell are you talking about? Their debt is my debt. Not even go there. Next one. Never use drugs for someone. Never get peer pressure by your partner. I know this sounds crazy, but you know, I'll be a little toxic. I've kind of tried to peer, you know, because look, man, I've done MDMA, Molly, and been a little addicted to it, something, you know, at one point, not even at one point, and yeah, I remember asking girls that I was with, "Hey, you want to take some?" And looking back, what the fuck was my problem? Like, thank God they said no. They said no. Like just thinking back at it, just shows you that, like, how toxic drugs can make you as a person, honestly. Like, and from my point of view, I'm like, oh wow, let's have this shared experience. But it's kind of like you just can't. You don't be romanticizing drug use. All right, don't be doing crack together and feeling like, oh, you guys are, no, none of that stuff. Never let somebody peer pressure you, especially if somebody you're dating, into using any forms of drug. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but next one is never change your career paths or goals for them. Now look, there's a fine line, okay? But when I say change, I mean never ruin or burn a bridge or stop something that you're about to finish for the sake of somebody else. Now, if somebody inspires you to have kids, so as a result, you stop. Like, for example, if I'm a guy and a girl inspires me to have kids, like, and she lives in New York City and I live here, okay, I can move there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a change that's not bad. But if a girl tries to tell me, oh, stop working so much, quit school, you spend time with me all the time. No, absolutely not. That type of stuff, you will regret it later on in life. Never make excuses for them. Never make excuses. If they hate you, don't make an excuse for them. If they cheat on you, don't make an excuse for them. You know, stop making excuses, especially to your friends and family. Why is he, you know, like, or if I'm dating a girl and she's always broke, always using my money, my friends and family will say, why you letting her do that to you? And most of the time when you love someone, it's a natural tendency to make excuses for them. You know, you're enabling them. You know, oh, well, yeah. Anyways, never let somebody hit you, yell at you, or name call you. That is very simple, right? And above all, the last one, never let them put you down in front of somebody else. Never let them make fun of you in front of somebody else. Never let them, and we all know the disrespect that we tend to see in public when you're just playing around, but it really doesn't sound like you're playing around. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, look at Tyrone. Look at Tyrone. Him and his small dick ass self. Tyrone, tell him about that. Hey, man, what the fuck is that, man? Fuck you talking about, man? I got a small dick. Name's Tyrone, right? Come on, man. You cannot let somebody do that to you, right? Somebody who disrespects you in front of your friends and family really don't respect you, and you should just walk away from them. All right, people, if you guys enjoy that type of content, if you guys want to work with me one-on-one and you guys have some situations you guys want me to answer, maybe somebody's playing you, maybe somebody doesn't like you, maybe you want to make somebody like you, maybe you want to tell me your situation and see what I think, you guys can click on the description down below and purchase a one-on-one phone coaching call with me that is completely confidential and nobody knows about it. And there I'll be able to give you my personal opinion about your situation. And at the end of the day, when you work with me, you're gonna get answers, all right? The point is that you're not gonna waste your time. If you guys want to do that, click on the description down below. Those are the one-on-one private confidential phone calls. And if you guys want to be able to, for me to answer your questions, like you see in my videos where I answer questions, you guys can book an email coaching session, which is more affordable, and you guys can change things around and nobody will know it's you. And there you'll be able to get a one-on-one type of coaching, and I'll be able to post it on YouTube. And the beauty about it is that nobody finds out because you could just change your name, people. You say you're in China, I'm gonna say you're in Australia. Nobody's gonna find out, people. Now, I wanna make it clear. The private one-on-one phone call are private, confidential. The email coaching calls, as you guys can see, are things that I post on YouTube. They're more affordable, and they let me post a video on it. As long as you change things around, nobody will know it's you. So don't be shy, man. I love working with people, and at the end of the day, it's my passion to help people. You guys have no idea how happy this makes me to be able to help you guys at an individual basis. And at the end of the day, you're gonna get my honest advice. A lot of people bullshit you just to bring you back as a customer. If you guys are looking for that honest advice, this is the guy for you. Okay? See you guys.